Today, I wanted to share some of my biggest LSAT reading comprehension strategies for non-native speakers. My biggest one, of course, would be to start early. Reading comprehension and language comprehension, no matter what you're studying, is built slowly over a long period of time. So that obviously doesn't help you if you're taking the LSAT soon, but if you're watching this and your LSAT test date is 6 months out, a year out, or more, then do everything you can to start prepping early, whether it be with the LSAT or just reading more material in English. Everything you read, try to do it in English. I don't normally recommend Scientific American or The Economist for LSAT reading comp if your timeline's a bit shorter, because there are hundreds of LSAT reading comprehension passages out there. But if you're looking for something softer as kind of a warm-up or something to do on the side, reading those sorts of publications are really useful, especially on topics that you're not as comfortable with. But again, biggest area to focus is the actual LSAT reading comp passages and also logical reasoning. Every time you encounter a word you don't know, a word you don't fully understand, keep a running list. Mark it off to the side, look it up. Look it up online, look it up in a dictionary, but make sure that you don't let any of those fall by the wayside because those words will come up again. The LSAT has most of the words on the LSAT are pretty common, they're pretty typical, but they do have a number of more advanced vocabulary words that they'll cycle in from time to time. Words like askew, words that people don't use in ordinary everyday speech, but they're on the LSAT, so you've got to learn them. And so keep that running list going. You could make some flashcards for it. I wouldn't make this a focus. This is just something to have on the side as you're working through LSAT practice problems. The definitions are useful, but you can also try to determine the meaning of the word in context. Substitute your own definition, your own word, in place of the word that they pick and see if it makes sense in context, and then later see if your understanding was correct. But again, every word, no exceptions. Read more in English overall, whether it be periodicals, things online, books, novels, doesn't matter. Another tip I would add is to watch TV and movies with English subtitles turned on. Maybe you're watching them in your native language or another language, or even if you're watching them in English, still have the subtitles there because they will help you organically improve your English comprehension. Really useful thing to do. Again, this is on the side, not in addition to. If you're learning English in general, then I really like the Pimsleur audio program, Pimsleur. I'll also include it listed below this video, but that's another useful tool. Again, that's more for conversational spoken English or any language really. But it can be helpful just to improve some of your basic vocabulary, although again, it's not the focus for the LSAT. So again, to recap, biggest tips are start early, read in English, look up words you don't know, do the vast majority or all of the hundreds of LSAT reading comprehension passages out there.